We're down here in Chinatown, and we are with Tyler to talk about that city council race, because a little different than the regular primary and general election races, because it's not a Democrat-Republican race, but instead it's the top contenders for this. So let's talk a little bit about what you did differently from the primary to the general election.
Yeah, I think going from 7 candidates down to 2 allowed us to be a lot more focused and really hone in on our message. Crime, homelessness, affordable housing. Every corner of our district is affected by this, and so we're able to really, engage with constituents. We, increase the amount of door-to-door walking we're doing. We did a whole lot of mail. I'm sure people in the district noticed that. But it's all because we want to get this message across, and I think we're able to do that coming into the general.
And so you talked about the top issues that folks that you talk with. What are they, and what do you say can or could be done about it?
Yeah, well, crime, homelessness, affordable housing. On crime, it's recruitment and retention at HPD. It's our neighborhood security watch programs, but it's also our prosecutor's office plays a role. And of course, we saw the scandal there, and we got to support that office and get them into a place where they can really go after these repeat offenders. The people who keep doing drugs and illegal game rooms in our community, things like that. On affordable housing, the city has a lot of potential to work with our federal and state partners on that, and of course, make sure our zoning and other building codes are aligned so we can actually create housing. And then, on homelessness, here in Chinatown, we see this everywhere. And it's a matter of increasing, our core program, which I think has been really successful in starting to get Chinatown into a better place, but also, making sure housing first units are available and working with our social service and nonprofit community. We have to wrap the services around. It's not just giving them a place to stay, but it's making sure that their other needs are being met as well.
Now, I know that there's a lot that we would like to see in our communities, candidates and residents as well. But you talked about all of those issues. Realistically, what do you feel could be done as a new city council member if you are elected?
Yeah. Well, the council has the Bill 10, the land use ordinance revisions. It's not quite finished, and it's going to spill over into the next term. And I think there's a really good opportunity in there to talk about, getting more affordable housing, look at our apartment, zoning here, which is very restrictive, and of course tackling, the monster home issue, which goes hand in hand with the building code and occupancy code issues that are in our land use ordinance. So that's an area that I'm really looking forward to getting into. And of course, the delays and other issues at DPP as well. It's very frustrating for folks who are trying to create affordable housing in our community.
We've done plenty of stories on DPP as well as all of those other issues. How do the voters, the residents that you talk with, how do they respond to you as a candidate and to the issues as well?
I think our message is, we're ready to roll up our sleeves and take action. And I think that's something that they're really hungry for. Whether it's the street light that's out, on their street, or the pothole, in front of their kids' school that hasn't been filled. People expect our city government to follow through on its promises. And I think we need, leaders at the council level and of course at the administration as well, who are going to follow through and really push to get these things done. And we're hoping, in the first few months, if I'm elected, to at least get started on these things. And then we can tackle the big picture issues as well. But if these little things aren't being taken care of, there's no hope of us tackling the big issues. So we got to start with these, all these little things that the constituents really care about, right in their backyards.
All right. Thanks for talking with us, sharing with us some of your thoughts.